Rain lashed against the windows. Thunder rattled the old house. Tom cowered deeper into his chair, pulling the blanket tight. He was alone. The storm had knocked out the power hours ago, plunging the house into darkness. Every creak of the floorboards, every groan of the timbers, sent shivers down Tom's spine. He tried to focus on the flickering candlelight, but the shadows danced menacingly in the corners of the room. He felt a chill, colder than the air, settle over him. Suddenly, a low moan echoed through the house. Tom sat bolt upright, straining to hear. It came again, a soft whisper from the walls themselves. He pulled the blanket closer, his heart pounding. Tom told himself it was just the wind. Old houses made noises in the storm. But deep down, a knot of fear twisted in his gut. The whispering continued, growing louder, more insistent.
The storm outside was relentless, but it was the storm inside that truly terrified Tom.
The whispers seemed to be coming from everywhere and nowhere at once. They slithered through the walls, snaked along the ceiling, and circled Tom's chair. He felt a cold sweat prickle his skin. He was trapped. The whispers grew louder, morphing into distinct voices. A chorus of whispers, harsh and guttural, filled the room. Tom covered his ears, but the sound seemed to come from inside his head. He squeezed his eyes shut, trying to block out the terrifying sounds. But the voices only grew stronger, seeming to press in on him from all sides. Panic welled up inside him, choking him. Tom couldn't breathe. He needed to escape the house, to run from this nightmare. But his legs felt like lead, his body frozen in terror. The voices surrounded him, closing in.
You cannot hide.
We see you.
You belong to us.
Join us.
The whispers were relentless, each word a dagger to Tom's sanity.
The voices were speaking in a language Tom had never heard before. It was a low, rumbling language, filled with clicks and rasps, completely alien to human ears. It was the language of nightmares. Tom strained to make sense of the whispers, but the sounds were too foreign, too disturbing. They seemed to claw at his sanity, pulling him down into a whirlpool of madness. He felt a presence in the room with him, something dark and cold. The hair on the back of his neck stood on end. He knew, with chilling certainty, that he was not alone. The whispers intensified, swirling around Tom like a vortex of fear. He felt a hand close around his ankle, icy cold and impossibly strong. He screamed, a primal scream of pure terror.
You cannot escape.
We are here.
Forever.
With you?
The nightmare had only just begun, and Tom was trapped, ensnared by the voices that would haunt him forever.
As Tom watched, the wall began to shimmer.
The whispers reached a fever pitch, the voices chanting in unison. He felt a cold dread creep up his spine. Something was coming.
The wall bulged inward, as if something large was pushing against it from the other side.
Tom scrambled back, his eyes wide with terror. The chanting grew louder, echoing in his skull. Suddenly a crack appeared in the wall, then another and another. The cracks spread like spiderwebs, the bricks crumbling into dust.
Through the widening gap, Tom saw a single malevolent red eye staring back at him.
We see you. It hissed.
We know you're here.
Tom felt a surge of primal terror, the instinct to run, to hide, but it was too late. The wall shattered inwards, showering the room with dust and debris. Tom shielded his face, but it was too late. Something had grabbed him.
He felt himself being dragged towards the wall, towards the gaping maw that had opened up in the ancient bricks. He struggled, kicking and screaming, but the grip was too strong.
The last thing Tom saw before he was pulled into the darkness was the malevolent red eye, now glowing brighter, closer, filled with a hunger that chilled him to the bone.
The whispers followed him into the darkness, the voices chanting his name, promising him a fate worse than death.
Then silence. The storm raged on, oblivious to the horrors it had unleashed.